Hi, everybody, and welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Jocelyn Memento. Hope you're having a great day so far. And coming up, we'll talk to money expert Michael Lynch from Barnum Financial Group. He'll tell you how natural disasters like Hurricane Irene can affect your investments. And on stage 8, local vocalist Suzanne Vick is back with us today to share some of her new tunes. Now let's head over to Teresa in the kitchen.
All right, Jocelyn, I'm here with cooking instructors Betty Ann Donegan and Stephanie Dietz. Welcome back to the show. So it's nice to have you guys here.
Thank you.
So the dish we're making today is perfect for back to school.
Yes, kids love it. And we just finished our summer camp program, and the kids voted this their favorite dish that we made. And we made a lot of things. We thought they'd pick a dessert or a bread or something, but they picked this both weeks.
Lasagna soup?
Lasagna soup was the winner.
All
overall.
right, hands down. Stephanie, is this tricky to make, or are we going to be able to do this?
Super easy, ridiculously easy, and perfect for to get you ready for fall too.
Ridiculously easy. I like that.
Ridiculously
All right,
easy,
let's get the show on the road. Look right into camera 2. Tell everyone what they're going to do.
Sit back and relax.
You're having lunch with style.
Gold Bond Ultimate introduces Sheer Ribbons, a new kind of lotion for skin that's silky soft and visibly radiant. 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins, plus natural silk and pearl extracts for touchable softness and healthy radiance. New Sheer Ribbons, only from Gold Bond Ultimate.
This is your life. What do you want to do with it?
In the 1960s, you could either stay at home
I'll become a Pan Am stewardess.
or see the world.
Buckle up. Adventure calls.
ABC's Pan Am takes off Sunday, September 25th on ABC.
I'm Lieutenant Paul Vance with the Connecticut State Police Public Information Office. As a Connecticut resident, you now have a new way to be personally notified of local or statewide emergencies, such as dangerous weather, public health alerts, or safety threats. To register or learn more, visit ctalert.gov. We can't alert you if we can't reach you. Again, go to ctalert.gov.
Sponsored by the Connecticut Department of Public Safety in cooperation with the Connecticut Broadcasters Association and this station.
No two snowflakes are the same, and no other snow thrower is a Cub Cadet. Packed with innovative features like a nearly indestructible polymer chute that blasts mountains of snow and ice away. Fingertip-controlled power steering for remarkable handling, and smooth gliding, cool blue skid shoes that won't rust or scratch any surface. Hurry in for this special limited time offer. In the greater Hartford, New Haven area, visit your local Cub Cadet dealer today.
From natural disasters to tough economic times, financial experts say it's important to know how to invest. Senior financial planner Michael Lynch from Barnum Financial Group joins us now with some pointers. Michael, welcome back. For those of you've been on the show before, but for those who may not know you, what do you do at Barnum Financial?
Well, it's great to be back. At Barnum Financial, what me and my team do, what we do is basically help people make smart choices about their money, plan for their future so they can retire on their own terms. If they got kids, educate them. And then make sure that no matter what life happens, the natural disasters, the human disasters, their family's okay and nobody's poor.
All right, let's talk about Hurricane Irene and other natural disasters. All right, it had an effect, but at the same time we saw stocks go up.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, and you know, the natural disasters I think really put the financial disasters in perspective, because if you're healthy and your family's okay, really nothing else matters. And just like what we've experienced recently in the market is a lot of volatility.
Leading up to Hurricane Irene, absolutely.
And then after it as well. And so what I think it has importance is you have to have a financial plan. Just like you need a disaster plan for your personal life, there'll probably be a lot of generators sold in the next few months,
yes,
right?
You're
a lot of bottled water be drank that was true, a lot more battery sales.
A lot of lumber.
You have to have a financial plan, I think. You have to have a plan for your financial life. And that's going to include short-term money for crises, liquidity, but then you have to have exposure, I think, to owning stocks, owning the great companies for your longer-term retirement plans.
Well, what's the big mistake people make when something like this happen?
The big mistake people make always is going on emotion, letting short-term events drive long-term decisions. Think of it like a journey. So if I'm driving to, I'm driving to another state and I got a whole vacation plan, and I get in it and there's bad weather, there's a traffic jam. Am I going to turn around and cancel the vacation? No, I might arrive a little bit late. I might take a circuit.
Well, some people do, though. Some people do cancel.
But then they don't end up at the vacation. And
That's true.
And if that destination is your retirement, you're going to end up working until you go. So typically you need short-term money for short stuff, cash if they can't go up, can't go down, intermediate-term money, perhaps bonds and stuff for your educating your kids and stuff, and then your long-term money, you have to stay in the game.
So when like a disaster happens, you need to be in touch with your money manager?
Well, you know, we're always in touch with the people that are managing money, and it's really the natural disaster didn't end up being a financial disaster at all, and we saw since it was actually less than was expected, the markets rebounded on the back end of it, which is interesting. One of the things that happens in times like these, volatility, it creates opportunity, and so the people who are managing your money are actually out there in the marketplace every day looking for the good price stock, the good price companies, so they can make their clients money.
Well, you and I talked earlier about Warren Buffett, someone who always invests when times are tough.
Yeah, Warren Buffett's a great example. Now, most of us do not keep piles of cash on the side to invest at opportunistic times, but he does. And if you look at when he invests and what he invests in, I think it's instructive. He invests at bad times in August of '08 in the financials. He invested just recently in another financial company.
Exactly.
So when times look bleak, that's when he puts big money in. And he invests in the infrastructure of this great company. He bought a railroad. He's big in utilities right now, the stuff that's going to grow and make this country great. And then, of course, supporting the financial sector. So he says when other people are fearful, that's when there's value. That's when you stay in the game.
But a lot of us don't have the money that he has. So what should we be doing?
We follow the plan. So most people's financial plan is to make income, have a cash reserve, and then systematically every paycheck fund your future goals, be they retirement or be they education. So just keep accumulating shares in the mutual funds and or stocks that you're purchasing as you move along, and don't let the short-term gyrations knock off your game.
So how do we start? Do we actually try to save the cash first and then invest, or how do we do it?
Every case is going to be different.
Okay.
But you don't want to have to sell long-term investments for short-term crises, right? So you don't want to have to sell a stock at a low price if you think it's going to go higher. So you need to get your base first. Your base is a cash reserve. Your base is insurance, life insurance. This is Life Insurance Awareness Month. If something happens to me, I've got to have my family protected, so I need to put money there before I build up stock. And disability insurance. If I can't work, we talked about this last time, I got issues. So typically you build your base, which is protection. Make sure your family is okay no matter what happens, and then you build for the long term. But a lot of times you're going to do it simultaneously, so you can build that base pretty quick.
And you also want to make sure your portfolio is diverse.
Yeah, you want to spread it out. I mean, there's safety, and you never know. There's always something working well, and there's always something working poorly.
Absolutely.
When I get really nervous is when everything's going up together. That's when you know it's going to be a disaster. Yeah, it's too much optimism.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking when it goes down, I really get nervous.
Be calm before the storm. Everybody gets nervous. Everybody's too happy. Something's going to happen.
So what do you say to your folks when that's happening?
You got a plan. Jocelyn, if you're my client, you call me up, the market's dropping, here's the conversation we're going to have.
Okay.
How much money you need a month, Jocelyn? You're going to tell me like $1,000.
Okay.
Okay, look at your cash reserve. How much do you have? So you need $12,000 a year, right?
Right.
You say yes.
Yes.
You have how much? You have $48,000 in there. Jocelyn, you have 4 years before you have to sell a stock. Relax. The key is a paradox. In life's a paradox. You have to have your day-to-day life insulated from the gyrations of the stock market. You can't have your happiness tied to what goes up and down for apparently no reason at all. Yet at the same time, you need your future days, 10, 15, 20, and 30 years because of inflation. You have to have those days tied to the stock market. So how do we do it? We put systems in place that allow us to have that conversation. Regardless of what happens in the stock market, it's not going to affect where you eat dinner, how you educate your kids, whether or not you have a house, what kind of car you drive. It's not going to affect your day-to-day life. So relax, and if it's entertaining, pay attention to it, but if it doesn't entertain you, ignore it.
Yeah, but you got to have someone like you as well.
It helps to provide perspective. That's what the biggest thing we do for our clients is help them perspective, help them manage their behaviors, and really make them successful over the long run.
Great, Michael. And of course, if you'd like to set an appointment to go over your investments, all you have to do is call the number on your screen or visit Michael at www.michaellwlynch.com. Is that correct?
MichaelWLynch.com. We got
sorry,
too many L's.
Michael, too many L's. MichaelWLynch.com. As always, it's great to have you.
Great to be here. Thanks.
And coming up next on Connecticut Style, we'll head over to the kitchen and dive into a delicious lasagna soup recipe. We'll be right back.
At Dairy Queen, we don't stop at good enough.
We don't just give you a cake, we give you a Blizzard cake with creamy DQ vanilla or chocolate soft serve and your favorite Blizzard flavor.
And we don't just blow bubbles.
We blow bubbles with kittens inside them.
Because at Dairy Queen, good isn't good enough.
Delicious DQ Blizzard cakes, creamy DQ soft serve and your favorite Blizzard flavor. So good, it's ridiculous.
If you're planning to remodel or replace your old windows and patio doors, now is the right time. And Marvin is the right choice.
With endless sizes and styles to fit any project perfectly.
Start your project off right with your guide to remodeling and replacement. Get it at ymarvin.com.
Replacing the windows made it feel like a whole new room.
See your local Marvin retailer today.
For the complete line of Marvin products, visit Miners on River Road in Canton.
I believe education opens doors.
So in New Haven, we expanded pre-K to cover every child.
These kids can now attend college.
Because of New Haven Promise.
Scholarship program started under Mayor DeStefano.
We built schools.
And raised test scores.
And I'm going to keep at it because I never forget who I work for.
In tough times, a mayor on the job and on our side.
I'm John DeStefano and I approve this message.
Today we are spicing up your traditional lasagna.
Mother-daughter duo Betty Ann Donegan and Stephanie Dietz are back to teach us their lasagna soup recipe. How interesting this sounds.
Well, one of my students brought me some soup she had gotten at a restaurant. She brought me a little cup and I tasted it, and it tasted like lasagna that was left over that was chopped up and they threw stock in it. So I thought I could do a little better than that.
You can make it better, okay.
I could make it better. So I made lasagna and I chopped it up and I add some sauce and some stock, and it was okay, but who's going to make lasagna and then chop it up
to
and
chop it, right?
If you're at a restaurant and it's left over, that's one thing, but to make it fresh. So now we're just going to saute some sausage, and once this is all nice and golden brown and there's a fond, Steph's going to deglaze it with some wine, and she's going to put some spices in.
So basically your recipe is much, much better.
Well, the overall flavor is much, much deeper. And I didn't like the way the mozzarella tasted with the leftover lasagna. The texture of it wasn't good. So we're not putting any mozzarella in.
So this is really your recipe.
This is really my recipe, yes. This is really my recipe.
Now the most important step here in this recipe, though, is right here in the bottom of this pan. If you can see that, all these brown bits that you get when you saute the sausage, you want that. All the flavor from this soup is going to come from those brown bits. Oh. So the first thing we're going to do is chop up some spices. This is a coffee grinder, but we use it only for spices, so now we call it a spice grinder.
Okay.
So it's got fennel seed, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some oregano.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to whir that in the grinder.
That for you.
Now, just to show you the difference in grinding the spices up, and the pepper and the salt and the garlic was making a difference, but for the fennel, it makes a big difference. So if you smell this, these are just very fresh fennel seeds. If you smell that,
got it.
And then if you smell, this is ground up a little bit. See the difference?
Oh yeah, it's much stronger
so
when you chop it, right?
When you grind fennel seeds and you grind them freshly, you get a real punch in the pan.
Okay.
Now, if you bought fennel seeds that were already ground, it would be nothing like this at all because they lose their flavor very quickly when you grind them.
Okay. So now I'm going to put the wine in.
So what are you calling this?
Deglazing. It's called deglazing.
Okay.
And all that fond, that's stuff on the bottom of the pan, is going to go into the soup now.
Okay.
So this type of wine, it doesn't really matter. White wine?
This is a Pinot Grigio, but you could use anything you want to use, a Chardonnay or a Chablis, whatever.
So you can see all these brown bits are starting to come off the bottom of the pan.
So you want to scrape it.
Yep.
Right.
And using a wooden spoon, and we teach the kids this because when you have a metal spoon and a metal pan, number one, the metal spoon gets hot, and number two, it isn't a good idea to rub the metal against the metal pan.
Scratch the pan, right?
Okay, so now the tomatoes are going to go in. And these are just crushed tomatoes.
Now, I started making this with sauce, but even making the sauce and then making the soup,
process, right?
It takes longer. So I wanted to get something that was a quick one-pan, easy dish. And the tomatoes have to cook for about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
And once the tomatoes are cooked, voila, and there it is. Now, all we have to do now is add the stock and add the cheese.
Okay.
And then we're going to put in the lasagna noodles and then throw in some basil.
All right,
and
here
these
we go.
noodles, this was a half a pound, so I want you to just chop those up. Now, you can snap them, but it's easier to do it like this. Just like that.
Oh, I can handle that.
You can handle that.
Now, why don't you snap them?
Because they get very sharp and you can cut yourself.
Okay.
And they have to be little because this is soup and you're going to eat it with a spoon.
It's way more fun to use them out.
I'm enjoying this, actually. About how much lasagna noodles are
It's
here?
8 ounces.
Yes. Okay.
And this will grow a lot because these noodles, this is a ½ pound starting out. This weighs about 1 pound 5 ounces now.
Okay.
So there's a lot of lasagna noodles really swell a lot. That's why this is the bulk of the soup.
Stephanie, how much soup did you put in there to stock?
It was a quart of stock, and now I'm going to put in a cup of rugat.
Are we using chicken stock, or what kind of stock are we using?
Okay.
And this is rugat. Okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing?
You could use beef stock if you wanted.
A cup. Okay.
And you don't want to use too much. We tried. You figure, oh, rugat, more would be better. It actually
it wasn't. So less was better. Okay.
Yeah, just a cup.
Because you're tempted to put in the whole container. If you make one batch, yeah, I know, and we did.
But it doesn't turn out, right?
No, no, it wasn't as good.
So we're just going to stir this up. You want to get the noodles in there?
Yep, and then we're going to put in the basil. And all this has to do now is get hot, and that's it. So we'll throw in some basil.
And you're done?
And we're done.
That is so
well,
easy.
No, it's not hot yet.
Well, I get it, but I mean,
that's basically the process.
Once you heat it up, it's it. Yeah.
And you serve it with?
Nothing.
Or crusty bread.
Crusty bread.
bread and a salad.
Yeah. I love the bread.
Because you have protein in here, in the sausage, and in the ragout. You have lots of fiber in the tomatoes and the basil, and you have starch in the pasta. So it's really a one-dish meal. And that was what I wanted to do, make a one-dish meal that was
And this was a hit with the kids?
This was their number one.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
They were so surprised.
And we had kids that didn't eat sausage that liked this.
Really?
Now you could use, if you wanted to use a chicken sausage, you could.
Okay.
Or turkey sausage?
Or turkey sausage.
Okay, good.
But you would have to put a little oil in the pan. We didn't put any oil in the pan at all. We used a very lean sausage because this is not at all a fatty dish. But we didn't use any oil. But with chicken and turkey sausage,
you're going to need to have
you would have to, yeah.
Okay.
Because you want to get that fun.
And of course, we'll have the recipe on our website.
Yes.
So
we're going to try this at the end of the show. You guys can stick around because it's starting to smell delicious.
Oh, yes.
All right, thanks, ladies. And coming up next, we're heading to Stage 8, where vocalist Suzanne Vick is getting ready to play some of her latest songs. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We actually have 2.
We know many of you are dealing with damage and devastation from Irene. We want you to know News 8 has your back as you deal with the aftermath. Go to WTNH.com or mobile WTNH.com for the latest information, resources, and important safety tips for your family and your home.
After Irene coverage on WTNH.com, sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Connecticut, 75 years strong and getting stronger, supporting American Red Cross.
I'm Rachel Lutzker for Advanced Window Systems. I do our budget and pay our bills. I just got to get real value every time. Why Advanced Window Systems? A great local company, a federal tax credit, the industry's best warranty, and low factory direct pricing. You'll get a lifetime warranty that's the best in the industry. It even covers this kind of breakage. AWS installs premium roofing and siding too. Call now. Pay no interest for 1 year. 1-800-841-6544.
I went a lot of years without seeing the dentist. And then it happened. One tooth, so painful I couldn't even sleep at night. Why do people wait so long to call the dentist? You're going to have to take care of it sometime. Aspen Dental got me in right away. My dentist fixed me up, and now I'm sleeping like a baby.
Right now, new patients get a free exam and x-rays. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Come on, people. Take care of your smile. Call Aspen Dental.
A little time to smile.
All right, here with me now is singer-songwriter Suzanne Vick. She has released 3 albums to date. Suzanne has also been voted Best Singer-Songwriter by the New Haven Advocate 2 years in a row. That's quite a title. Welcome back, Suzanne. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, I know you've been on the show before, but tell us a little bit about your music for people that haven't seen you.
Well, my music is, I think, generally speaking, you could define it as pop, but it stretches the gamut of pop. I mean, I've really, just this July, I released some dance remixes of a song that was on my first debut album. So it goes all the way from that, all the way to, you know, just very light mellow singer-songwriter, piano-vocal kind of stuff. So it's all, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, I was just going to say
something
that.
for everybody.
And you are from Connecticut.
I am, yes.
And tell us a little bit about, you're also a music teacher.
I am, actually. I teach at RVP Studios, which is in West Haven. I teach voice and piano over there. It's just such a fun place to work, and I just love working with so many different types of students.
Oh, that's terrific. And where can people see you besides Connecticut Style?
Well, actually, I have 2 gigs coming up this month in New Haven. I'm going to be at Toad's Place next Friday, at Lily's Pad, which is the upstairs lounge, on September 9th, and I'm going to be at Cafe 9 on September 13th. I also am going to be doing a big vocal jam with a lot of my students on October 23rd at RVP. So if you want to come and have a really good time, see some great talent, come on down to West Haven.
And you write all your own songs?
Yes, I do. They're all original. Yep.
And what will you be performing for us today?
Today I'm actually going to be performing my new single, which is called Sweet Thing, which I released in January of this year.
All right, terrific. Let's put up all that information on the screen one more time where you could find Suzanne performing. And then there you go. In the meantime, Suzanne, take it away.
As I go walking through the valley of my memory, it's cold and lonely and the shadows make it hard to see. I'm full of fear and emptiness, and suddenly you were near and there is light all around me. And I remember all the wild and crazy things we've done. Yes, I remember all the days of rain and wind and sun. I remember the day you came to say goodbye. With a smile and a sparkle in your eye, you said, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, 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 sha-na-na-na-na-na. Sweet thing, I will always love you. Before I knew where the months and days were flying by, then you were gone, and inside my heart and soul was crying. No, it's fact that like the time will pass, seasons change. Just remember what I said to you, my friend. I said, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na. Sweet thing, I will always love you. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na. For you shine like the stars in the sky. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, yeah. And when the world is too much for me, so rough and heavy I can hardly speak, I remember how we sang our song, bright and clearing at the top of our lungs. We sang sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na. Sweet thing, I will always sha-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, 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 sha-na-na-na-na-na. For you shine, yes you shine, sweet thing. Oh, you're my sweet thing. Keep on shining.
Thank you.
Stage 8 on Connecticut Style is sponsored by Neil's Wood Flooring of Branford, home of the finest wood floors in Connecticut.
Want to see Broadway shows you love in a magnificent venue close to home? Look no further than Waterbury's stunning showplace, the Palace Theater. See South Pacific, In the Heights, Mamma Mia, Shrek the Musical, Young Frankenstein, and Blue Man Group. Don't miss a single show. Subscribe today for the best seats and the best savings.
Waterbury Palace Theater. Your palace, your place.
Your palace, your showplace.
What can you do with original Duck brand duct tape? Maybe the better question is, what can't you do? Got almost anything to do? Get the duck to do it.
Now available in exciting new prints.
See yourself at Brio.
I love what I'm learning, and I really love helping people look their best.
I was looking for a change, and Brio gave me exactly what I was looking for.
I love the instructors, and the facilities are amazing.
Brio has taken me out of my comfort zone and has prepared me for the beauty industry.
See yourself at Brio.
With great locations, there's a Brio near you. BrioAcademy.edu.
All right, we're back in the kitchen to taste more of this wonderful lasagna soup. And of course, again, we can get this recipe on our website.
Oh, look how great it looks.
Doesn't it look delicious?
It really does.
So, and we're going to Italy in a couple of weeks with my students. We're going to the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, how wonderful. Will you bring back new recipes?
Yes, we will. We always bring back recipes, and we always bring back pictures. Yes, we'll be happy to do that.
Suzanne, I'll give you this.
Thank you.
That's going to be hot.
It is? Okay.
But it's really quick. It takes longer to cook the pasta than it does to make the soup. I mean, that's the longest part of it. So if you start the water first, and then you start the sausage, it'll all be ready at the same time.
Oh, boy.
What do you think,
That is
Suzanne?
yummy. That is
I'm going to say it.
That was
I'm
worth the
gonna
wait.
say This is probably the best thing I've tasted on Connecticut Style.
Oh,
I'm going to go out there and say it. Really,
Big
this is
endorsement.
fantastic.
Isn't it delicious?
I could just see it perfect on a winter afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sold. And I'm enjoying
This is
this.
perfect. All right, really quickly, Suzanne, where can we listen to your music next?
Well, you can find me on the web on SuzanneVick.com.
Okay.
I'll be at Toad's Place next Friday, September 9th, and I'll be at Cafe 9 the following Tuesday, the 13th.
Excellent. All right.
I can't even talk. This is so good.
Okay,
I'll talk filling my mouth.
All right, we want to thank all of our guests today, Michael Lynch of Barnum Financial, of course, Betty Ann and Stephanie and Suzanne. Most of all, thank you all for watching. You say the last.
Have a great day. Bye.